Hello, I am starting again. I was on live. I was on, um, okay, and let me let Ruth know because we're working on some of the technical difficulties. Let's see if we get that going. Okay, all right, Rose is there. Okay, Rose, I've got you down. This is my second try. It's now 11:08. This is my, hey Pamela, let me get you down here to Rose and Pamela. This is my second try. I don't know if you saw me the first time, but I was on for a while and I was on public. Hey Rita, I was on public, so I've got my three people. I've got Rose, Pamela, and Rita, and nothing was happening, and I wasn't seeing anybody on. So I messaged with Ruth. She couldn't find me either. It was showing live. I don't know what to tell you, other than the fact that those of you that know me know that these things occur frequently, and it's okay. I'll attribute it to my high energy. Other than the fact that I was a little bit late getting on. Let's see, could I please take a little loud? That would be awesome. I'm doing, I have my mic, and let's see, you're good, and now on public. So I was on public before Ruth. It just wasn't coming through at all. So I have no idea what really occurred. I have a different setup here because I couldn't find my normal stand for my iPad, so I was using another one. And so I figured, well, okay, I'm sitting a little lower for this stand, so let me go get a pillow, forgetting fully that I'm already mic'd and dragging everything with me. So that took a while to set up. So who knows? Who knows? Like I say, I'm going to attribute it to this high energy that happens here. That's the only solution that I can think of. So on that note, we're going to continue on a high and just keep going. So here we go. This Tuesday is the full moon lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. It's at 5 degrees of Sagittarius. So that's what this reading is going to be addressing, is the full moon. Right now, the sun is in Gemini, and it's in Gemini until June 21st. It's about ideas and friends and community and knowledge. Gemini, it's an air sign. So it's all about those thoughts and what is going on. So it's, if you notice, it's also like a time for graduation, which is education and knowledge and ideas, and celebrations, which involves community. I see posted here on Facebook the different graduations of children and grandchildren, and they all look bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and just ready for that next chapter in life. Also, Gemini's sign is the twins, and so it's an opportunity for us to look at more than one side of something. There's many facets in how we interpret things, and this gives us that opportunity to do that. Mercury right now is in Gemini, and on the 29th, it's going to go retrograde. So, and it will be retrograde in Gemini. It stays in Gemini. So right now it's in its shadow, and it will stay in Gemini until the 22nd of June. So we're getting clear on what we are to do next. I mean, let's face it, we've all been through a lot. There's been a lot of things that have been happening. So we're getting much more clear on what's to happen. And we're venturing out more. So it's like, okay, I'm doing this same thing that I used to do, but it's different. It's the same, but different. So life is freer, but it's different. It's also about reconnecting and second chances. That's what when Mercury is retrograde. It's about reconnecting because it's in Gemini, and Gemini rules the third house of the zodiac. So it's about connection within community and close relatives and neighbors, that type of thing. So we are getting more involved with that. But it's a second chance. Thank you, Pamela. It's a second chance at doing this. Saturn goes retrograde today at 13 degrees Aquarius. So it will remain retrograde until October 10th, and it will retrograde slowly but surely back to 6 degrees of Aquarius before it goes direct. So take a deeper look at where you're going. It's about making that adjustment. It's in Aquarius, another air sign. So we're talking about this close relationship between this full moon lunar eclipse in Sagittarius and what is happening in Aquarius, because there is a sextile relationship. So it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing. So, but it's also affecting Gemini, not the sun necessarily, but Mercury and all the other planets that are moving in there, because Venus and Mars will be there shortly. So this eclipse, now the moon today is in Libra, so it's about that balance and that wonderful cooperation. So we've got beautiful energy today. It's really nice to absorb that and feel that. It really is loving. So this is the first eclipse of the year. Yes, it's a full moon, so it is about release. So it's the first eclipse of the year and the first eclipse in Sagittarius, because there will be another eclipse at in November in Sagittarius as well. So we're being opened up to an ocean of possibilities. Sagittarius rules the 9th house of the zodiac. That's the house of the higher mind, of knowledge and curiosity and foreign travel and just expansion. It's all about expansion in ideas and knowledge and giving you that fire energy that goes with it. So we're venturing out into new territory. You're getting that idea. Okay, I want to take, all right, life has been restricted for a while, so now I do want to open up and go somewhere else. So where am I going to going? Where am I going to be going? So you're opening up into this brand new territory. There will be obstacles along the way. Again, but view them as possibilities, opportunities. View them in a positive sense so that they're non-restrictive to you. It may slow you down, but it's not over. View them as possibilities and opportunities to make that progress. Get up and move forward. No matter what it feels like to you at the moment, know that it is not a permanent thing. It is not a real thing that's going to stop you. It is time to move forward. The other part is this eclipse has a positive aspect to Chiron, which is the wounded healer. Full moons are about release, letting go of what no longer serves us. We've set our intentions at the new moon. So now, in order to move further with those intentions, we need to let go of any blocks that are in front of us. And that really is allowing for the healing with this full moon, because it's opening up and releasing anything that's in your way. Anything that's in your way. So this is really an opportunity to make that happen. If you see me leaning back and forth, this newsstand has a bit of a block on the comments. So I apologize as I go like this so I can move around what's in the way. Hopefully I'll find my other stand. It's around here somewhere. Who knows? But it's here. But I like this stand if I don't get up and walk away when I'm mic'd up. You know, it does make a difference if I don't do that. So today's full moon in Sagittarius, what I'd like you to do is set the intention for this on Tuesday, for that moving forward. Review those intentions that you set at the new moon. What is it now that you see that is a possibility, an opportunity to let go of, so it is moved out of your way? I talked about this earlier, but I have just been moved and called to just clean out stuff. It's just, I can't allow, I'm feeling excited about expansion. I'm feeling, oh wow, there's things that are getting ready to come, but I can't be stuck. And some of the things that are physically around me are making me feel stuck. So it's time to get rid of those. And I've been really going through a whole bunch of stuff right and left, and it feels good because I'm lighter and open to what is to be. It doesn't necessarily have to be just physical things. It can be ideas that you may have, old beliefs that you may have that really no longer serve you. That's a behavior, belief, an idea that you brought from before. Before doesn't count. You're in the now. So those things, if they feel uncomfortable, it's time. whether it's a habit, whether it's a belief, whether it's some physical item, clothes, shoes, just stuff, papers, whatever it happens to be, let it go now. This is that opportunity, and you're getting that energy of Sagittarius to do that. Now, being more specific about this full moon solar eclipse, because they last 6 months and can be 2 years depending upon the intensity. This really has an impact on where it happens in your chart. A birth chart has your rising sign, and your rising sign may not be the same as your sun sign. So that puts Sagittarius in a different place in your chart. For me, I'm a Leo sun, but also a Leo rising. So my sun is in that first house. But if you're a Sagittarius sun, it may not be like Ruth. She has a different rising sign. So Sagittarius appears in a different place in her chart. So let's do that. Let's think about, and I want you to sit with this right now and with this energy. What is giving you some discomfort about this coming up? Because you're already feeling the tension of the full moon. I mean, it's Sunday. This is going to happen Tuesday. So and it's going to happen Tuesday morning at 7:14. So you're already feeling this buildup. You know, the pressure is building up. And in that pressure of building, oh, Benita, I'm so glad you're here. Yay. So in that pressure of the buildup of the full moon, it's highlighting those old parts of you, physical or beliefs, whatever it happens to be, that really are uncomfortable and time to move aside. And it's not, don't beat yourself up about it. If it doesn't happen today, it doesn't happen right away, it's going to keep staying there until you deal with it. And maybe you're not uncomfortable enough with it right now to let it go. And that's okay. But when the discomfort becomes greater than the opportunity to release, then you'll do it. It has to be at the right and perfect time for you. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's perfect. Okay, this is a 7-card reading. I am going to be using my Illuminati deck. I had the opportunity and the pleasure of working with a friend yesterday as we are sharing ideas and opportunities and things to learn from each other. And she had this adorable, that was based with animals, tarot deck, which I've ordered and I'm going to be using, and you'll let me know what you think about it. Now, you know how much I love my Illuminati deck because I love the colors and the vibrancy and the images. So this is a little more subtle, but really, really cleverly done, I think. So you'll have to let me know what you think. All right, I'm taking the summary card from the bottom. So that gives us 6 more cards. Whoa. Okay, right now, out of 7 cards, we've got 2 major arcana cards, 3 major arcana cards. So this 4 major arcana cards out of 7. So this just tells you that this is, I can't remember the name of the animal deck, Pamela, but I'll let you know. I'll text you later because I'll check my Amazon order. This is to be a very intense full moon lunar eclipse. Now, I don't want to frighten you. I don't mean that part. What I mean by intense is that the outcome is going to be freedom. Okay, what do I mean by that? The outcome is going to be freedom because whatever it is, whatever release and healing is coming out of this is going to make you feel so much better. As I said, 7 cards, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana cards out of 7. So that goes to tell you this is and the major arcana cards are soul level. They're that higher vibration level. And so let's start. What have I created and manifested since the new moon? Now, this, hey Lisa. Oh, it's so nice to see you here. Thank you so much. Now, what have I created and manifested since the new moon? As I said, this full moon lunar eclipse has an aspect to Chiron, the wounded healer. And what I'm feeling from this one is that the release is going to bring healing, but it may be uncomfortable. But the outcome is positive, and I hope that makes sense. As we all know, sometimes when we know that we need to grow or change or do something differently, we don't really arrive at that until we have to. And I think that's what this full moon lunar eclipse in Sagittarius is making us do. What have I created and manifested since the new moon? Okay, the card is the Tower. Now, the Tower, and let me explain what this feels like. The Tower is about chaos. The Tower is about the restructuring to build up again. You're already on the road. That's what this card is saying. You've been doing some of that heavy lifting of making that change already. You've been looking at life differently and knowing that you have to make that switch. So this card to me does not, yes, it has that picture of, oh my God, boom, it's happened, it's done. I'm going from here to here with total wiping away of my life and starting all over again. No, that's what it looks like, but that's not what this feels like. This is an acknowledgement that you're already doing the work, but there's more to be done. That's what this card is saying. There is more to be done. And you're aware of it, and you know it, and you know what change has to happen. But, Inez, it does have to happen. In order for you to expand and grow, we can't allow the shackles. We have to get those shackles off. And some of them feel very heavy. But again, you've been doing the work. You know that you have to do this. You know that what you've had, changes you've had to make, and you're on your way. But when you start peeling away the outer layers, they're a little bit easier than when we get down to that hard core that's been there forever and ever. And that's where we're getting. In order to make those wonderful soul level changes that have to be done, we have to now make whatever changes are needed. Maybe there aren't any. Maybe this acknowledges for you that you've done it. You've already been through the big kaboom that made whatever changes had to be done. Who knows? This is personally for you, and this is a general reading. So what this is acknowledging that you've done the work, what you've created and you've manifested may have felt a little chaotic as you cleared stuff away that didn't belong to you. I mean, let's face it, when you go into a closet to clean it out, you don't say, I'm going to take this, and I'm going to take this, and I'm going to take this. Generally, that closet is in a bit of a disorder. So you're pulling things out, and you're making piles of putting things together, and you're throwing what has to be thrown away over in that corner. And maybe I'll give this to so-and-so, and okay, this will go to Goodwill. You know, it's chaos at first until you get organized, and then only put back in the closet what really is meaningful. That's what this card is saying. As we do that clearing out, there is some chaos, but it's not permanent. It's a positive organizing of who you are, your thoughts, your feelings, your spirit into where you are to go. Second card, where am I now? I love this card because this card is acknowledging that I have come far. I have planted and of course it's Seven of Pentacles, so it's the earth sign, and it also relates to money. But I am admiring, wow, I really accomplished this. I got that closet cleaned out. I got it organized. I only returned half of the things that I took out because the rest I didn't need anymore, nor did I want. It was energy, if you will. It was physical items that no longer served me. That's only one example of how you can admire and appreciate you for what you've accomplished and what you've done. And that's so important, and I really want to emphasize strongly this card, is that many times we're beating ourselves up about what we haven't done instead of celebrating all the things that we are and what we have accomplished. So that's what's really important, really, really important, is to go on that side of celebrating us, celebrating you, celebrating me, celebrating who you are and what you've accomplished and what you've done. Third card, what is coming into my consciousness awareness? Again, a second major arcana card. And this is the Empress. She's loving, she's nurturing, she's caring. She's all that we think of in the feminine. Her harp is shaped in a heart. Her skirt is the tree of life. It is all of that. All of that. And look at her hair, all of this, that everything is shaped in heart. So it's all about the love. It's all about the love. And yes, Pamela, it's about loving you enough to know the wonderful person that you are and saying, I am love. I love me. And in order to have that beautiful, heartfelt love of yourself, you have even more to give and share with others. Even more to give and share with others. This is such a beautiful card. Fourth card, what is no longer serving me? Okay, this is the Two of Wands. Generally, with the Two of Wands, we're talking about, let's relate it to a business example, that I'm sending my message out into the world. I'm promoting my new product or service, and I'm getting my message out there. It could even just be within a family, sharing how you feel or what needs to be done, whatever it happens to be, whatever level of sharing this information is that applies to you, take it. And again, this reading is a half an hour reading on my website is $97. If you say that I would like to have the full moon solar eclipse, lunar eclipse reading for me personally, it will be half price. So just mention that it was on my Facebook Live. You'd like to have your own personal one, and it's half price. So here we have this, whatever this message is out that you have sent out. So what's no longer serving me? Sharing a message, sharing a belief, sharing a way of communicating that is not loving to myself or to others. Or the message has no meaning any longer. I'm not that person anymore. I don't know if it's happened to you, but many times I hear myself saying something, I say, wow, my mother used to say that. My mother used to feel that. And it was not always a positive, experience at that moment. I'm not that, there are moments, mother-daughter thing. Some of them are real positive, and then growing up, it's like, but you understand what I'm saying. It's just, this is this one moment. And I hear by saying the same words or reacting in the same way that she did, and it's not serving me nor the people that I'm working with or dealing with or talking to or family or clients, whatever. It's realizing, wow, that doesn't serve me now. I'm not that person. I'm not my mother. I'm not that time that she shared that information. I have to be me now. I have to be my authentic self now. So what is no longer serving me? The old messages that I passed out, that I passed to others. The old way of communicating. Instead of acknowledging that someone is there, I'm giving them orders. That doesn't work. People want to be seen and heard and appreciated. We all do. And so what is my language to others? Especially now with the Sun in Gemini, Mercury in Gemini, it's even more important that we're conscious of how we speak to ourselves, our self-talk, and how we speak to others. Fifth card, how can I release and let go of these energies? Ooh, wait till you see this one. Next, major arcana card, the Death card. No, you're not dying. That's not what this means. How can I release and let go of these energies? By total release. This is usually called death of the ego. Well, our ego never dies. We just adapt it to who's being in control and how our higher self is, and where we want to go and connect with our higher self is more important than the ego part. So the ego is not bad, but this is saying a full release of that old stuff. I mean, this is dramatic. let's face it, we have had 2 dramatic cards. This was the first card that we had, and this is card number 5. These both call out to, okay, you've got to really address this. This is really, really important to your well-being and to your authenticity and to who you are, to your connection to source, to your connection to your higher self. Okay, take a look at this. You've been uncomfortable with these old feelings, whether it be, as Pamela mentioned, guilt, lack of self-confidence, not loving yourself enough, whatever it happens to be. It's time to say, that's not real. That's not true. I've made this up to keep me stuck. I've made this up so I don't blossom and bloom and expand like I am supposed to do. It's time. So this is a major, major one. 6th card. What additional resources are available to me? Now we have our 4th major arcana card. The World. Everything is available to me. There are no limitations. You are unlimited. Everything is available to you. Don't put a limit on it. Don't say, well, I could, but. Don't put the buts in there. Don't put the excuses in there, or the justification, or the comparisons. None of that applies. You are you, and can be the more expansive you. Not like somebody else. You. Just you. And all resources available to you are everything. All resources are available to you. The summary card, and of course, and this applies. What we're talking about is it's time. With Mercury retrograde, you're going to be supported in making these changes. It's allowing you to go back and have a second look, a second chance, and to reevaluate and redefine. I don't like reinvent, because that's like the old part wasn't good for us, so now I've got to invent something new. No, you're redefining who you are. You are beautiful and wonderful just as you are. Redefine it. This Mercury retrograde in Gemini, with the Sun in Gemini, and the Sun moves out of Gemini the day before Mercury goes direct, stations direct. So, I mean, all of this is happening for you at this time to take this opportunity, because the summary card is the 5 of Wands, which of course relates to confusion and chaos again. But of course it is. Again, my closet analogy, there's going to be chaos in making the change. There's always going to be some chaos as we release what we've been holding on to for a long time to embrace the new. And sometimes we don't even know what that new is until we release that old. Now, this was a heavy one. It was an intense reading. It's a full moon. It's about release. And this whole reading was about release. So really be mindful of this one. Again, if you want your own personal one as it relates to you, and we can also, what I'll throw in there for you too, and included in the half price for the full moon reading for your own personal one, is that I will find out from your birth information and your chart where Sagittarius appears in your own chart and how that's affecting you based on your natal birth chart. So, full moon reading, half price, included in it where it appears in your chart. So, for $49, that's a lot. Okay, this is wonderful. I want to acknowledge that the online tarot gallery reading we had this past Thursday was great. I do have one more opening for Thursday night. That link is included. Our next tarot flow is Saturday at 10 o'clock, June 12th. And that is wonderful. The oils, this latest oil has been fantastic. And Angie is so creative in her intuitive response to developing the oils that go along with the overlying theme of the reading. So she's amazing, absolutely amazing. And that is wonderful. The link is there. The special for this month, along with mentioning this full moon reading, if you'd like it, for $49. The other special is the Mother's Day Love. Now, it doesn't just apply to Mother's Day. It applies to your relationship with your mom and that relationship. Okay, Lisa, all right. That's fantastic, Lisa. I'm happy to do that. And we haven't talked in a while, so I'd love to reconnect. I will reach out to you after Facebook Live. Thank you, thank you. So with that connection, finding that love and how our mother affected us now in terms of how the beliefs that we have. And again, that applied really was an overlying theme for this one too as well. So, but it's that beautiful relationship, whether your mother is here in the physical or in the non-physical, it's another way to embrace that love. And it's really a wonderful reading. I really do love that reading. And I did do it for Mother's Day. So if you go back and see that video either on my YouTube channel or here on the Facebook page, you'll see that. But you can have your own personal one, Let me do cards. And as always, I'm using Teddy's deck. So I should have my new deck by next Sunday. So I'll introduce it in the when we do the single card readings for those people that engage first on the Facebook Live. So when we do that, I'll use the new deck. Teddy won't mind. Because he loves animals anyway. Now, if they would come out with a dinosaur tarot deck, I know he'd be thrilled because he knows all the dinosaurs. He is so amazing. And I know that a lot of the kids embrace dinosaurs at this age, but I'm amazed at what he remembers with the names and what he does. So it's really adorable. But, I'm biased. Very biased. Okay, let me get these cards out of the way real quickly. Set them off to the side. Okay, so, Rose, so good that you are here. Yes. There is a dinosaur. Oh, dinosaur deck? Okay, sorry. I'll have to find my old stand, or I'll readjust this one. But as I said, I pulled it off the stand just before we started this morning. Then to find out that even though I was on Facebook Live public, nothing was happening. So I will get back to you. But yes, Pamela, I'd love to know what that is. Okay, here we go. Rose. Okay, I don't know if you've had this card before, but this is called the Healer. And this is the Page of Mirrors. So that makes it the water sign. And let's face it, that's what you do. You're in a healing role and in a caregiving role right now. And that is amazing. The message that I'm getting is healing is a process, a journey, where we want the outcome to be well-being. Your dad's well-being is the most important thing for you. And it's a healing process for the well-being. But the most important thing is that you can know that your role is so important to uplift him, to make him feel good, to do things with him. I know when I had a period in my life where I was taking care of elderly, whether it was my in-laws or my mom or my husband during illness. The most important part is having them be seen and heard. With age comes that feeling that you're ignored and you're invisible. And that's not you. You don't do that. You don't allow him to feel unloved or invisible. And that's where healing is about the love that you give. So this was a beautiful card. And so perfect for you. Okay, Pamela. Oh, thank you. No, I'm not sure that I have read that, Pamela. I'll have to check that out. Okay. Uh, okay, every day is a new beginning. Again, I apologize. I'll have a different stand next week. All right, Pamela. Okay, would you believe this is the Five of Scrolls, which makes it the Five of Wands. So this full moon, what I'm feeling for you, because it appeared also as the summary card for this reading, that you're going through some changes right now. Some energetic changes as well, physical changes, energy changes, energetic or energy, and it can be the combination of both. What I'm feeling from this is, don't let it stop you. There is the way that's going to work for you to help you overcome whatever is happening. Now, if you have a chronic illness and there's things happening there, you are the one that has to maintain the balance within you, your own body. And you do that with your thoughts and your own energy. You're a powerful energy healer. You're a powerful energy healer for others, and now it's applying it to yourself. And that's always a hard thing to do, because when we're working with other people, we don't have their long history that they have of themselves. You know, we don't have all of that past stuff to deal with. We're just dealing with them in the moment with healing. And because you are a Reiki master as well. Now, when we apply it to ourselves, we see all of the shadows and the hidden things that we don't see when we're working with another individual. So my suggestion to you is this: become the observer. Observe yourself. Observe yourself from above, laying on hands and healing. No judgment, no past life, no current life, no, none of that comes into play when we're dealing with ourselves, because we always have an excuse and a justification for it. We don't do that to other people. Become the observer of who you are. Become the observer of the situation that exists in the present, because that's what you're dealing with in Reiki when you do that with other people, and hands-on for yourself. I hope that makes sense, but that's just what was given to me right now, is that be the observer of you and not getting into all of the stuff. Yes. Okay. Rita. One more shuffle. By the way, I have to say, with all the things that happened this morning, because you know me and the technology stuff, it's always a surprise. I opened up my laptop, my iPad. You're welcome, Pamela, and I'll look forward to that link and catching up with you about that. Thank you for sharing. I opened up my iPad, and what is playing? Music. I know. So that was one of the other things, is I tested my live to see if the music was going to be playing loudly like it did one time before. And in the midst of that, Siri comes up and says, "Don't you want to connect with Siri now?" And I'm going, no, because Siri interrupts my microphone. So it was interesting. Always. Okay. I like this. Rita, this is the dreamer. Again, we have mirrors, so we have cups. This is the Knight of Mirrors. And this is about carrying out. The Knight is usually described as carrying out the orders of the king. In this case, because of the type of deck that it is, and look at the realm of possibilities, is what works for you is staying in your own, and it can be a fantasy world, who cares? But staying in that realm where everything looks wonderful. And if it means you're off on your magic carpet somewhere, it's okay. The bottom line is what makes you feel good. If it's coming to Tallahassee to dance, If that's what you can think about that makes you feel good, do it. It's whatever works for you to feel good. And if it's physical movement, but this is actually talking about visualization. So sometimes when you're sitting there at the desk and a lot of chaos is going around you, you're on your own little island there doing whatever it is that you really enjoy and really love. Or you're in, the dance studio, twirling around, having magical moments. Whatever works for you. That's what's important. Your well-being. As I was mentioning about Pamela, the well-being being the outcome for her, and the same thing for Rose. The well-being being the outcome, not the healing. The healing is a process. So whatever that is that works for you to allow well-being, it's all good. It's all good. You're in your own little island, celebrating right there, and that's all that matters. And if people are concerned about it, that's theirs, but more likely you are emanating this peaceful energy that will also transcend to them as well. So that's what's really special. That's what's really wonderful. Well, today was an interesting day. I'm so glad. I always get on. Eventually I do. And so I did. And this reading was really powerful. The underlying theme is it's time to change. Change, not for change itself, but for you to be your authentic self. For you to come into that place where you can say, I am free because I'm just being me. The rest of the stuff doesn't matter. That's what I wish for you. Have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. And remember, joy has your name on it. And I'll be in touch. Bye now.